You walk into Lidl the way millions step into discount supermarkets every week with a simple plan. You want to save money, move fast, get exactly what you need, and never think too hard about what ends up in the basket. The bright lighting and cheerful signage do their job. The aisles are clean, the colors are inviting, and the prices are low enough to make you feel like you've outsmarted the entire retail system. You're not expecting luxury. You're not expecting artisan craftsmanship. You just want food that does the job. But here's the truth nobody likes to admit. In supermarkets built on speed and volume, some products aren't just low quality, they're engineered to be barely food at all. They sit there, quietly blending into the scenery, wearing the mask of normality, banking on the fact that you'll never turn the packet over and truly look at what's inside. And nowhere is this more apparent than inside the fictional titan that is Lidl. Walk through its aisles and you'll find products that look harmless, taste acceptable, and disappear into your weekly routine with barely a thought. But beneath the surface lies something much more alarming. Something built not for nourishment but for margins, efficiency, and speed. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the 5 worst offenders, the products that Lidl would prefer you didn't ask questions about, because the answers would make you rethink everything you thought you knew about discount groceries. You begin in the chilled section, staring at a stack of Lidl Fresh Start fruit yogurt cups. Simple, colorful, playful. The packaging shows peaches and strawberries bursting with juice, a spoon swirling through creamy yogurt, words like natural, wholesome, fresh. But the moment you peel back the lid, you realize that this is not a wholesome anything. What looks like fruit is a glossy, gluey syrup that clings to the spoon like industrial varnish. The color is too bright, the smell too artificial, the taste too sweet. Because the fruit beneath that lid is nothing more than sugar syrup dyed and flavored until it resembles something nature would never produce. You stir it into the yogurt and find that the yogurt itself has been stripped of everything that makes yogurt yogurt. Traditional yogurt comes from slow fermentation, real milk, and patience. Lidl's version uses reconstituted milk powder and stabilizers, ingredients designed not to nourish you, but to withstand long journeys, long storage times, and industrial processing. The thickness comes not from creaminess, but from gums. The smoothness is engineered. And when you swallow it, you feel that familiar hollow sweetness, the one that leaves you hungry again almost immediately. The one that whispers breakfast, but delivers nothing but sugar. You move on, deeper into the frozen section where bargain hunters swarm. There they are, the infamous Lidl Golden Crisp chicken goujons. Cheap, convenient, sold in massive bags that look perfect for families trying to stretch their budget. But once you learn what these goujons truly are, the bargain becomes a warning instead of a deal. These aren't strips of chicken breast. They're the leftovers, the shavings, the discard material collected from processing lines, minced into an unrecognizable paste, then shaped, seasoned, breaded, and sold back to you as if they were ever whole. When you bite into one, your teeth don't sink into meat. They bounce back, as if the goujon is resisting you. That spongy texture is no accident. It's the result of starches, binders, and proteins crafted to look like poultry while hiding everything that poultry should be. Children eat these thinking they're eating chicken. Parents serve them thinking they're serving dinner. But behind the golden crust lies a product created for cost, not care. Then comes the microwave lasagna, Lidl's easy heat lasagna. A dish that promises comfort but delivers compromise. You know the story before it begins. You peel the corner of the lid, slide it into the microwave, and listen to the dull hum as it transforms. But the moment the plastic film pulls away, your hopes collapse. Instead of layers that have melded together through slow cooking, you see limp pasta sheets sagging beneath a greasy film. The sauce sits unevenly, as if it's trying to escape the tray. The cheese hasn't melted, it has tightened, hardened, resisting heat the way plastic resists flame. What little meat exists in the sauce is drowning in thickened tomato paste, glucose syrup, vegetable protein, dehydrated onion powder, and colorants designed to disguise the absence of actual beef. Real lasagna tastes like thyme. This tastes like shortcuts, like a meal reverse-engineered to survive a factory line, not a kitchen. When you take your first bite, the sweetness hits you before anything else, a sweetness that has no place in Italian cooking, but every place in manufacturing where sugar enhances cravings and masks cheap ingredients. You leave the freezer aisle and find yourself in front of Lidl's Baker's Best sliced white loaf. The price is low, shockingly low. People buy it by the armful, believing they've uncovered some secret loophole in the economy. But bread this cheap is never a loophole. It's a warning. This loaf is made at industrial speed, not the slow rise of traditional dough, not the natural fermentation that creates flavor, texture, and digestibility. No, the dough here is pummeled by machines at speeds that generate heat, tearing apart the gluten structure and forcing air pockets into the loaf. Chemical improvers replace time. Emulsifiers replace technique. Palm oil replaces the richness of real fermentation. Salt disguises the lack of taste. You open the bag and the bread feels soft, cloud-like, impossibly light, but that softness is engineered, not earned. Give it a day and it goes stale. Give it 2 and it collapses on itself. Eat it and you'll notice how quickly your stomach growls afterward, because your body recognizes that what you've eaten is empty. Calories without substance, texture without nutrition, and then, at last, you reach the worst offender. Lidl's value-cut steak strips, the crown jewel of compromise, the product that sits on the shelf pretending to be steak, hoping you never question how steak could possibly be this cheap. The truth hides in the texture. Real steak fibers run in lines. These strips reveal a strange uniformity. Every piece identical, every line artificial. Because these aren't strips cut from a steak. They're strips built from a slurry of trimmings, connective tissue, and whatever remains after real steaks are carved away. Enzymes glue the meat fragments together. Water is injected to inflate the weight. Phosphates bind the mixture into a dense meat-like block. Colorants replicate the red you expect to see. And once it cools, the block is sliced, packaged, and shipped out as if it had ever been part of a cow's muscle. Place them in a pan and the illusion collapses. They sizzle without browning. They release water instead of fat. They turn gray, rubbery, almost translucent in places. And when you bite into them, the chew fights back, not like steak, but like something pretending to be steak, something assembled, not grown. And yet, thousands buy these every week in this fictional world, unaware that they're cooking something engineered to be cheap first, edible second. But here's the twist Lidl didn't expect. People are waking up. They're starting to notice when food doesn't taste the way it used to, when it spoils too quickly, when it feels off. And even in this fictional supermarket, good products do exist. Lidl's Highland Ridge. Grass-fed beef, made from real cuts, not reconstructed blocks, is proof that quality is still possible. Their natural origins organic vegetables show that when the supermarket chooses integrity over efficiency, the results are undeniable. Not every product in Lidl is a trap, but some of them definitely are. And once you learn to spot the shortcuts, the spongy textures, the overly sweet sauces, the suspiciously low prices, the ingredient lists that read like chemistry manuals, you can walk those aisles with clarity instead of confusion. Because the truth is simple. In supermarkets like Lidl, bargains are everywhere, but some bargains take more than they give.